I'm going to put this away now.
Yeah, I think, was that just a dot?
I don't know if they'll be able to. Oh no, because that's really zoomed in on me. I don't know.
I think it's right. I think it's gone now.
Okay.
Okay.
What do I say? I think I say, hey YouTube. So, hey YouTube. Today Peter's going to be having a rant.
A rant.
A rant, a talk. I think what? Was I hired?
Yeah, you're hired.
Oh, okay. Now I need to check that hasn't cut you off.
No, it won't have cut me off.
Okay, well today Peter's doing a rant about someone, actually a couple of people generally ask, why have you done this? Why would you do this? So
the rant is more about why.
Yeah, well, that's okay. I'm not really sure.
You're not really sure.
I'm not really sure. You tried to explain it to me, but I'm not really sure.
I told you, it's the reset.
That's right, and then I thought it was a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Earth is square, by the way. The Earth is square, not round or flat.
So how are we going?
So I'm now going to do this start off for YouTube.
Okay.
So you're sure you're right with this?
Yeah.
You sure?
Really don't know what's
It's only
going on.
5 more days till you go on holidays.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so basically we get lots and lots of comments, and really they don't really affect us. I'm more with the comments, my question is why? And some of the comments we get are why. So that's why we're doing this thing about why.
Oh my god. We sound like toddlers.
Toddlers. Why? But why? I got kicked out of school saying but why. Yeah. Just a disclaimer on this. This for the YouTube environment is not for camera club photographers. This is not suitable for photographers who want to post on 500 pics. Yeah. This is not suitable for photographers that think they need to part their view on another photographer's work, because you won't get what I'm going to say, so you might as well save your time and not watch us anymore. This is aimed for photographers who would like to stand out. This is aimed for photographers who would like to have a style, so they have their own style. This is for photographers who would like to actually make money as a photographer because people recognize your look and book you for your look. So this is what this is about. This is no good for people who think, even camera club or awards photographers who just take pictures to enter them in awards. All of those other photographers, it's about having other photographers saying, gee, I like your work, the rule of thirds is beautiful, and you didn't cut her feet off, and you didn't do this and didn't do that. Whereas where I'm coming from is people who see photography as an art and an art form, and see that in this world, if you're going to make it in this world, you have to have a style or a sound or a look. So that's why there's people out there that play in cover bands, and there's some of the best musicians in the world playing corporate cover bands, because they can play anybody's song. But when it comes to them playing something that anybody could say, oh, that's their song, they can't do. Yeah. Because they're just really good at copying or really good at following all the rules to this piece, but they're not very good at freestyling or having a sound or a look of their own. So this is more aimed at those people who want to have their own style, their own look. So one of the biggest things that both Beck and I saw is we did a commercial lingerie shoot a while ago, and it was a lingerie shoot. We decided to put a behind the scenes camera and run it as something that we just had it on YouTube, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah, so it was just for YouTube. So it was like a little bit more advanced than a normal behind the scenes type of look. And these are the stills that were, oh, not that one, that was a still. These are the stills that were taken from that shoot. And we had lots and lots of comments, both on the way, I think it was what they were seeing the raw pictures come up on the screen.
And then they commented on Instagram.
Sorry?
And there was comments on Instagram. When
and comments on Instagram. And the most comment on Instagram is, why did you cut her feet off?
I have really ugly feet.
I never ever got a comment on this picture saying, why did you cut her feet off? I never got a comment on that picture saying, why did you cut her knees off? If this is starting to make sense, I never got a comment on that picture about why I cut the bottom foot off. It was just on that particular shoot, everybody wanted to know why I cut your feet off. And, sorry?
I think it like maybe why for that particular shoot is because there seems to be this whole girl in lingerie needs to have high heels on vibe, and because like that. And then you didn't want that though.
No, and that's the whole reason.
I think that's why people got hung up on it, because they were expecting.
Yeah, the whole reason that I cropped it where I cropped it, number one, this is a commercial lingerie shoot. It's about the lingerie. So that's number one. So I want to have that as the strength. But if you now look very carefully, so what I could have done, I could have put these boots on back, but see how those boots is putting a style into this picture. And is that the style that my client wants in that picture? We could have had these little high heels on back, and again, that's now going to put lingerie high heels, which is that the feel I wanted for that picture. Or we could have had bare feet and had it like that, but again, she was wearing stockings, so stockings with feet, the ends of stockings is horrible.
They're not very nice. So
it's not attractive either. And this thing that anything I put on her feet was going to change the picture. And that's not what I was trying to do with this shoot. It wasn't about what she had on her feet. It was about the mood of the lingerie and the lighting and that on back. It had nothing to do. Again, if we did something like this where we left the socks on the model, I'm certain socks on top of stockings would look pretty horrible and everyone would question. So things like where I cropped the picture while I was shooting, yeah, that was a pre-thought out, yeah, I don't know, whatever I put on her feet is going to put a style into that picture, and that's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to more sell the lingerie than anything else. People comment, why did you do this, why did you do that? There's a lot of things that there was no thought to the actual picture to why I did this or this. This was just what I did. Other pictures, there'll be a reason why I did it, but normally that's more in the styling, in my lighting setup, in all of those things. It's even in the cropping, I will always tend to crop my picture before I take a frame, because what I like to look through the viewfinder at my finished picture. I don't like to take it out afterwards and then crop it down. So a lot of my pre-setup is getting my lighting the way I want my lighting, the styling the way I want my styling, whatever background for the feel I want to have in the background, and then freestyle a model so I can capture the essence of that model doing what she's doing. So this is now getting that next step deeper, and this is one of the reasons why I don't have a photographic assistant. I have a drinking companion. So with a photographic assistant, and I've seen this, and it's happened to me where my assistant said, oh, does that tree over there bother you? And it's sort of like, it didn't bother me, but now you've brought it up, I'm asking, should it have bothered me? Does it bother me because you've actually pointed it out to me? And I've then got to do a complete reset. And a lot of times I go, yeah, no, it doesn't bother me. So, but even that bit of time I had to second guess what I was doing because he mentioned that, but it wasn't his job to do that. His job was to hold a camera, a light or something like that. Yeah. What I'm actually getting to is it's so important that when you pick up a camera, or even before you pick up a camera, you understand what you're going to do with that model, what the background's going to be, what everything to do that picture is going to be based on what you are trying to create, not based on, oh, such and such does this, so I'm going to do this. My last photo, someone said rule of thirds. My last photo, someone said.
Yeah.
And it's like, today I saw on an Instagram today, the same picture. Someone said 5 stops underexposed. The other one said overexposed eyes. Same picture. Well, it actually wasn't 5 stops underexposed, and I didn't lighten the eyes. So, so 2 different people have seen it, and the other thing is they're looking on phones and thinking, who knows someone didn't have a dark screen or a light screen, but at the end of the day, I don't really care because neither of them will ever be my clients. Neither of them will ever buy a photo off me. Neither of them, I'm going to change the way I shoot because of their comment. Oh, you're looking at that now. I just wanted to look at it. You wanted to look at it. So now you've done that, I have to show everybody the one I'm talking about.
That one.
That one.
That one.
Right, and it's neither of the two. The background has been brought down a little bit with a curve. The eyes are definitely not overexposed. If I show my eyedropper tool, I reckon that would be most likely pulling 180 to 203 channels, which means it's way off wide. Because I can see grey in the eyes, so they can't be overexposed. All right, so I might just quickly go into that halo. Over the years, my style has evolved, but it also evolved about the way I handled my RAWs. And one of the things I could do with the Hasselblad is I could create like a medium format, large format halo. Now, some people question me on what I mean by that. A couple of very smart and very good photographers who have brought that up with me, I've then shown them what I'm talking about. And when it comes to halo, see how there is a halo around that picture. So I think this was shot on a 810. And there's 2 ways of getting a halo. One is to over contrast it and dodge and burn it in the dark room, and sometimes you're going to get that through the lenses and the effect of the larger format cameras. If I go into my fashion folders, right, so if you look at this picture, it's sort of like a vignette halo on her. It's lighter behind her and dims off. It's a style I really like in fashion. And you'll see on this picture here, see how it feels to be lighter behind the model. Another perfect example, you'll see there's that sort of halo around her there. It's a style which I really, really like, and I've seen a lot in media, large format, and it's something that I really enjoyed, that over dodged and burned darkroom look. So you can't come in, you don't have the ability to like different brush sizes and that. You just have that overall feel that's more, yeah. This is more like heavy vignetted, but that's the sort of look that I really enjoy, that look. But that whole haloing thing is part of my style. It's what I actually go out to do. And it's actually quite hard to do on purpose. I can do it with the Hasselblad camera by using their clarity and shadow fill sliders a certain way with a bit of contrast, and it'll instantly pop me a halo. And the halo that it will give me is a little bit more, right, this picture here is a typical type of halo that I can create with focus software. So what it does is anywhere where it is dark, it will put a lightening next to it. So this way, see how it's light in the background here, and it's then lightened towards her face. Then anywhere that's light, see how it's darkened. So see the light here, it's very dark in here. And it does this sort of over-sharpened halo-y effect, but very large, not just in a fine area, which is giving me the effect as what my mates used to do for me in the darkroom. And that's why I fell in love with it. When I'm shooting on the Hasselblad, it's very easy. I just move a couple of sliders to get that effect. When I'm shooting on the Sony, it takes me about 5 to 10 layers to get the same effect off my Sony to come through that way. And that's just, it's my look now, and that's why I do it. So that picture there, that's actually a perfect example of what the it's going to give me, with her darker skin, darker hair, it's giving me a nice haloing effect over her. And that's just happened naturally within my program, and I force it to happen a little bit more because that's part of my look. So I like my black and white. I also do like stuff that feels more film than digital, and it's one of the reasons I shoot with a Hasselblad rather than a phase. I find that the phase is too digital for my look. It's fine for still life photographers and architects and architectural and landscape who want that really, really sharp, edgy stuff. But when I'm chasing emotions and things like that, I find that that over-sharpened feel, I've lost all my emotion in what I'm trying to create. So this is just a final picture of the halo, and I think it shows us really well. See next to the black, see how it's lightened. Then next to the tone, see how it hasn't lightened or darkened? And that's, if we had a bright bit of skin next to it, it would then create a darker area next to the picture. But that's what I get just by moving sliders within the Hasselblad, and that's part of my look. And this gives you another sort of fairly good example of what the halo will, where's the other one? See how it's created around there but didn't create it off the back. So that's just what the halo does. But I think the main thing I'm trying to put out to everybody is really, it's really, really important for you to take photos for yourself, and you not even to think too much what you're doing. Just let your gut feeling tell you, oh, I'm going to crop it this way, I'm going to do this. And all go with what you like, go what your gut feeling is, then you'll create your own style. And every single one of my favorite photographers has their own style, and I would never, well, I'm not going to say to my favorite photographer, I don't like your style, because he wouldn't be my favorite photographer. And one final thing, and I think this is the best way to sit, if you got your favorite band and your favorite album, so it might be Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. There is always one song on an album that's not your favorite or you don't like at all. Are you going to ring up Pink Floyd and say, I hate that song? You're not. But I guarantee you, one of the members of the band, it's most likely their favorite song on that album. And that's why it's on there. And this is this thing, you've got to, if every song sounded exactly the same, nobody would like them.
Well, that's why I didn't understand that person that was sending you comments on Facebook, having a go at the halo, and I think I replied pretending to be you, saying, well, if you don't like my work, why do you follow me? And he's like, oh, well, I like some of it, but then some I don't like. It's like, well, all this person was doing was leaving negative comments. They were never leaving any positive comments when they liked something, so I found it strange.
You found it strange?
I did. I found, I just don't get it. Like, if you don't like something, scroll past it.
Yeah, exactly.
Bizarre to me.
But I'm one of those people, I don't feel I need to comment on anybody. I'm like, if I don't like a song, I don't listen to it.
Exactly. It's like,
if I don't like a picture, I don't look at it.
It's
and there's some, there's a couple of photographers that love 90% of their work and then absolutely hate 10% of their work.
You're not going to comment on the 10%
No, because I'm just not going to put that on my wall.
It's
weird. Not what, but it's not going to stop me from putting what I do like on my wall. What else do we get lots of comments about which we think photographers shouldn't listen to? Sharpness is another one. Over sharpening, all of that type of stuff, unless that's your style to have. There was that photographer you really liked that was over sharpening.
Yes.
Yeah, and but Beck liked his oversaturating. No, that wasn't over sharpening, that was oversaturating.
The digital, like...
Yeah, feel of it. But that's still, you would shoot with that photographer because you liked his style.
Yeah, because I liked the way that he like oversaturated and then like edited it to make it kind of like Tron, like really futuristic. And
where if he hadn't done that, you most likely wouldn't have even noticed his pictures.
Yeah.
And it's that thing, it's so important that you realise that if you have a style or have a look or have something that you do, it doesn't have to be right when it comes to photographers technically looking at it. Because in art, there's no such thing as right. I keep saying it, you're not going to sell to other photographers. So that's why some of those sites like 500 pics, and I went on there for a while, but I went on there for a different reason. I went on there to do educational stuff for photographers, not so much. Most people go on there and they're going on there so people will look at their photos and go, gee, you're good. Well, they're never going to buy from you.
Yeah.
So it's a wasted, you shouldn't need to be told you're good. You should just look at your own work, and that's one of the reasons why I wear t-shirts with my photos on them. I don't go around saying I took this photo.
You like that photo
I
enough?
like that photo enough to put it onto a t-shirt.
Yeah.
My man cave is wallpapered in my photography, and it's because I like those photos a lot. And we've started doing a bit of collaboration with an artist, David Bromley, and I'm really, really enjoying that, because not only do I get to like my photos, I now get to like an artist I really, really like, and like to see what he's doing with my photos. So it's like a double bonus to me. But yeah, I think the main thing I'm getting at you is, especially coming out of, well, half the world's still in lockdown and that, we're a bit, we've done our time in jail, we're on our way out. But it's that thing where it's a perfect time to reset your thinking, reset what you're going to do when you come out of lockdown with your camera. If you want to take your photography to that next level, now is the right time to do it. Now is the time that you can start saying, well, stuff the camera awards, because the camera award will not get you a single job.
Yeah.
No, I don't know a single client that would book me because I had an award. So forget that. It doesn't mean a single bit of work. If it's just so you can brag to everybody that you've got this award, that's not going to make you any money. And I think that the main thing is you should be taking photos for yourself. If you're a painter, you would paint for yourself. Every brush stroke is to your liking. So every bit of my lighting setup is to my lighting. All of my retouching is to my liking. Sometimes it's not, and I delete it. But predominantly, if I post something, 99% of the time it's because I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've covered what I wanted to cover.
I think so.
Think so?
Well, I wasn't really sure where we were going with this because I got confused.
Not hard.
I think so. I think that was a good rant.
Well, to wrap it up, I'm pretty much saying if your love is to shoot for photo competitions, you want to be in a camera club and have your work judged by other photographers at the club, you want to be on 500 pics and get you're amazing, I love your work, you're beautiful, all of that stuff, or even on Instagram and Facebook from other photographers, everything I said just ignore and look at those groups and try and get the photos that they want, where we have details in the blacks, details in the whites, rule of third crop. You can shoot some pelicans. What else do they photograph a lot?
They don't cut feet off.
Don't cut feet off. In fact, I should have.
Pelican.
Well, there's a series of.
I know what you mean. This is really funny.
I can fairly, without even showing you a picture, I can tell you the photos. So we now have a pier going out into the ocean. The picture's it's shot at slow shutter speed to get all the water to blur and smooth. Yeah. And there's this nice little vignette dial. Everybody has seen that picture a million times.
Might put like a bit of a blue kind of filter on there.
Yeah. Oh, some are using tan filters. It doesn't.
Yep.
But that's that. You see that picture, like the old pier that used to be there, and just the uprights are sticking out of the water. And yeah, we'll use a long exposure. The little rock point, a long exposure.
Exact photo.
So yeah, the oversaturated scenery. So we're at the lake, and we've got the big scenery of all the hills coming around the lake, and you've got the pebbles perfectly exposed. It's super saturated greens and blues. And
I follow a landscape photography account that's literally like pretty much all of that on Instagram. I love it though.
Yeah, I know, but these are those shots.
Yeah.
So how do you stand out doing that if everybody is doing that? And they're all looking at each other's work going, well, that's a good trick, I'm going to do that. Yeah. And you all look the same.
Unless that's the style they want to go for.
No, but that's what I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
but I want to know how much of that is their natural style. So if they never saw any of those pictures, what would be their style? I think the final thing, in fact this is the best way to sum it up. Your style is built up over your lifetime of every emotion you've had, everything you've seen, everything you've listened to, every movie you've watched, every picture you've looked at, every magazine you've looked at, and every trillion pictures you've seen online. You'll find your style, if you grabbed all of what you loved out of all of that and put it into one place to look at it again, you'd find that your style is sitting in a blurry mess in there. So it's a part of where your sense of humours are, what you like to look at in the way of what type of movies you enjoy, to then the type of females you enjoy. You know, dark hair, light hair, curvy, non-curvy, all of that will all slowly become into your style of what you shoot. Yeah, I think I was finished.
You finished?
Yeah, so you can scrap it up if you like.
I feel so put on the spot.
So put on the spot.
I do. I feel so.
Well, I could lead you into it if you like.
No, it's okay.
I can lead you in. I'm certain I can lead you in.
It's fine. I can do it.
You can do it. You sure?
I hope.
Well, I could just lead you in. What I can do is just. Oh, where's that in there?
I don't know. Why did you put it there?
Well, I was just going to lead you in with. People can just look at a nice selection of Beck's latest photographs. Is that a nice lead-in for you to finish?
No, not really. It kind of makes me feel a bit awkward.
That's why I'm doing it.
That's so awkward.
Oops, that's not you.
That's not me.
It's prettier. No.
So rude.
Are you going to put baby voice on now?
No, I'm going to try and not do baby voice, but sometimes it just happens. I don't mean to. It just.
I know, it's so funny when you do it though.
No, it's not.
So now you've put the Moira voice on.
I do like Moira. I thought I was watching it last night. I think I'm more Alexis than Moira.
You want to be Alexis,
No,
but you are a Moira.
I'm both.
No, Moira drinks more than Alexis.
Yeah, I think I'm both of them combined. Anyways, we hope you
Moira has multicoloured hair. Alexis doesn't.
I don't anymore.
No, you don't actually.
It's almost fall. Finally. Shout out to my sister. We hope you guys enjoyed this kind of like open, mentory, ranty session.
Sorry we haven't been putting up much. We're in lockdown, we couldn't do anything, and the second we're out of lockdown, every one of our clients jumped on us, and we've been so freaking busy.
So we're trying to get back to.
We're trying to get.
We've got shoots booked and we're filming, but then we've got like all of our time's been doing commercial stuff because we also need to do that as well.
We need to make money so I can pay you.
So I can drink more.
Otherwise, she doesn't come and answer the emails. So then I don't get any more work.
But stuff will start going back to normal. We have had a few people.
After Christmas, we'll be
going crazy. And if you guys did like this, please let us know. If you didn't like it, I'm sure you'll probably let us know anyway.
I was wondering where you were going to go with that.
I don't know where I was going with that.
No, if you don't like it, well, you can let us know. We're not delicate. She might be a bum.
That was a really dumb sentence. Maybe we can scrap that. But yeah, if you guys comments, questions, please leave them down below as always. And if you want a longer, full depth in-depth version, but I said depth inversion.
Well, it could be an out version.
If you want a bit more of an in-depth version of this rant, you can head over to Inspire. There will be Peter going into a bit more detail about what he was talking about. And if you are even if you're in Australia, because all the borders are open again, aren't they?
Yes.
Yes.
All except one.
Which one?
Adelaide.
Oh.
Well, Perth's not letting them in. I don't know if anybody else is.
Well, Victoria will let people in, and we have our first Melbourne workshops in February of next year. So there'll be a link down to that. If you want to come and learn things, experience this craziness in 3D.
And then we'll be doing the rest of Australia after Easter.
We'll be doing, yes, the rest of Australia after Easter. So stay tuned. I'll be announcing that soon.
and the rest of the world when there's a vaccine, so we can get back into Australia.
Yeah,
Although we might want to get back in, we might get sick of it by then.
Who knows? But we will be doing the rest of the world whenever we can, and Australia first. So yeah. Sorry, I have to do that pluggy salesperson-y thing and tap my nails and speak like a silly person. I think that's all.
Just wrap it up with your Moira voice.
My Moira voice.
Oh my God.
Can you tell I've been watching Schitt's Creek? All right. We should go.
Yeah, you should.
Bye. Oh wait. I know I can do it with this now.
Right, so just...